scope of a company is struggling to define the scope of a new project that has multiple phases with a high level of dependency between the phases. How should the project manager approach this challenge? A company is struggling to define the scope of a new project that has multiple phases with a high level of dependencies between the phases. How should the project manager approach this challenge? Right? So they're facing some challenges in defining the scope of the project. Now, can we go through all the options starting from A? Contract with third-party consultant that specializes in helping business define scope of work in progress. Tell me, do you think third party can help?
No, first we need to
because you yourself are struggling, and third party will take further more time who are new to this, right? Now, if we see option B, work with project stakeholders to recommend an iterative approach that will then help to define the project scope. Will it help? See, an iterative approach is when you refine the scope on constant basis, it can help, right? This iterative approach can definitely help. So B, you can consider B, but let's look at C and D. Review the project management plan to ensure that it provides extra time within schedule, then revise the scope of work. Tell me, is option C aligned to what is the problem here? Or shall we reject option C outrightly?
We are talking about new project. So
yeah, we are talking about new project, yes.
So that is nothing like, I don't think,
yeah,
extra time.
Right. So again, and see, project management plan is not completely ready till the time you have finalized the scope, right? So this is
correct.
And then they're talking about time and schedule. Scope is not fixed. How can you talk about time and schedule, right? D, delta. Move forward with the project, but keep daily check on the schedule to prioritize them. So again, if you see Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, don't you think Bravo?
Yeah, Bravo
makes sense, right? See, iterative means you will develop some functionality, show it to the stakeholder, then based on that you can refine the scope, right? So are we all agreed to be Bravo for this?
Yeah.
Right. So can I move forward with the next question? Now, 151st. Now you can read it first, then we'll read it together. You can silently read this.
Option D and option E.
Option
D and E.
I think B and E.
Okay. Now, see, we have to understand what is the question here. A product owner in agile project complains of too many meetings in their monthly schedule. So the problem is, they're not talking about the problem with entire Scrum team. Product owner is saying that he has too many meetings, right? And he can't attend every. There is not enough time for project work because product owner requires participation in other areas also. They instruct the project manager to prioritize some meetings and decrease the frequency of others, right? which two product owner meeting could the project manager deprioritize, right? So that they attend it less frequently. Now tell me, in the whole thing, in this, out of all the options, right? If you see Alpha, you see Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo. Can you tell me, some of the meetings, can you identify meetings where product owner is not needed even? Now you have to, after
Daily stand-up, like daily stand-up, he is not needed.
the question is, in which of these meetings product owner is not at all required, right? Mohit pointed out one meeting, daily stand-up, right? See Charlie. What is the another meeting where product owner is not needed?
Team performance review. D.
Absolutely, Anil. Team performance reviews. So can I say Charlie and Delta here?
Here.
Yeah, Pankaj.
See,
Yes.
retrospective, it's a entire overhauling of the process. Every member of the Scrum team is must, right? All are required. Product owner, Scrum master, right? And the team. Product SME consultation, you can't avoid this. This is very important meeting for. See, if
Product owner.
the domain expert, important. Daily stand-up meeting is primarily for whom? The team, development team, right? The developers, not for the product owner or Scrum master. Team performance reviews, right? Again, if it's a self-managed team only, at the most you can have Scrum master for facilitation, right? Nobody else is required. So these two, but end user feedback session. See, if I talk about end user feedback sessions, is product owner required? Yes, required. So out of all these options, right? Product owner is not required in daily stand-up meeting and team performance review. So Charlie and Delta are the right answers. Is that okay? Charlie and Delta are the right answers. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Pankaj.
Now, can we go to the next question? Now, in this question, we have to pick three options, right? A deliverable on the project's critical path is behind the schedule, right? A deliverable on the project critical path is behind the schedule. The cost performance index is 1.3, right? So, is it well within budget or not? CPI is 1.3. Obviously, the first line says the schedule performance is bad, right? But how is the cost performance? A high CPI indicates you're well 30% within budget, right? The project manager is able to put the project back on schedule. Which three results are most likely for this project? Answer carefully.
We
Unable to
can't.
see the last option.
Yes, correct.
Sivan, say that.
No, unable to see the last option, Pankaj. Option E. Can you probably just zoom out?
Can I scroll it? But again, then you will not be able to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Can you see all the options now?
I think if you've zoomed out too much, instead of trying to go to the tab, just use the plus minus. It will give you better coverage. Also.
Okay.
Use the minus on the left.
This one?
Yeah.
I think zoom ज़्यादा हो गया.
हाँ, zoom ज़्यादा हो गया.
Yes, keep going.
The
Keep
option
going.
is-
Yeah, minus.
the
No,
option is
minus,
gone.
not plus.
एक मिनट.
Keep going minus, minus. Yeah, you were at 77
it's enough.
initially, so you have to.
Yeah. अभी वो
It
सीधे
is a
70
bit
पे
more
आ
than
रहा है.
that.
Is it
थोड़ा
okay?
और थोड़ा zoom कर ले तो चलेगा.
थोड़ा सा करते वो हाथ से करना पड़ेगा. Actually उससे नहीं होगा प्लस से. एक सेकंड. कितना चलेगा ना?
Yes,
Yeah,
enough.
this is fine, Pankaj.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anil, is your application approved?
Yeah, Pankaj, it's approved.
अरे यार दो जल्दी से एग्जाम. You are almost prepared here.
Yep.
My application is also approved. Okay.
So I think you guys, should not take more than a week. Again, see, my, please understand, practice questions only.
Hmm.
Don't waste time in theory. It won't help. So guys, what is the answer? Dekho, see, can we do fast tracking here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can-
because
okay.
budget is there. Yep.
No. Crashing can also be there. See, we can do fast tracking also, crashing also, right?
Activities will be performed in
Right.
parallel.
And obviously, yes,
Yeah.
there will be some risk involved with
There is
fast tracking
and-
if we are doing it, right?
And cost will also increase.
So can I say Alpha, Charlie, and Delta
That's correct.
based on these options?
Alpha Charlies are okay, but how do D will be, because we are already
Yeah.
within the
No,
budget.
No. See, they are not saying project will become over budget, Samir. They're saying cost will increase if I do crashing. That's it. Cost will definitely increase, but it will not.
Okay,
It will be still
okay.
within budget. No, but yes. See, again, if I now see, with respect to this question, answers are Alpha, Charlie, and Delta. But if I change the question, right, to a one answer question, if I say, which is the most appropriate way to bring project back to the track, then what would have been the answer?
A.
A.
No A. Why? Because see, you have a leverage here. You are well within budget. So don't you think you will do crashing by adding more resources? Delta. See, when you do activities in parallel in this context, because see, if suppose, they have mentioned this, because they can create a very nice question from this data, right? If cost performance index is 1.3 and I am changing this question from multiple answers to a single answer, which is the best way to bring schedule back to track? Is it crashing or fast tracking? Fast tracking means crashing is a better way. Crashing is option D. So they can put crashing here or right cost will increase. Now suppose if I say the cost performance index CPI is 0.8, right, and the project is behind the schedule, which is the best way to bring project back to track? Then answer would be A.
Right.
Hmm.
Fast tracking.
Right? Because such questions come in the exam. So you should be prepared with all the variants of this. Now, can you try this question? It should be easy for you to calculate. A project that should have been 90% complete by now is only 65% complete. So can I say it's lagging behind? It's lagging behind by how much percent? 25%?
25.
Yeah, 20.
So obviously SPI, what is the SPI and CPI, right? Actual cost is given. Now I see if you look at the data, SPI will definitely be less than 1. Right? SPI is less than 1 for sure. Now CPI. Now you have to calculate how will you calculate CPI? What is the earned value? Earned value is 65% of 120. How much is it? It is coming. Can you calculate 65% of 120?
$78.
78.
78K, right?
Yes.
So earned value is again less than, see if you see 78 by 80, right? 78,000 by, again it's fraction, right? So both should be fractional. CPI should be less than 1 and SPI should also be less than 1. Now you have to, this is coming in only 2 options, alpha or bravo. You can use your calculator to find out whether it's alpha or bravo. I think the deciding factor would be, okay. So what is the value of 78 by 80, guys? What is 78 by 80? Can you quickly check?
0.98. 0.98.
So alpha is the option, right?
But SPI is 0.72. How come? I guess it should be different.
SPA, no, we can see. Let's see SPA. 90%.
65 by 90 should be.
So what is 90? No, what is 90%? Planned value is 90%, right?
Yes.
So calculate the, so 90% of 120 is what? Seems 108.
Directly we can do with 65 and 95. 120 need not be brought into picture, I guess.
We can do. Yeah, yeah. We can do 65 by 90, right?
Yes.
So 65 by 90 is what? How much? Just check.
0.72. 0.72. So it is okay.
0.72.
It is correct. Correct.
Alpha is the answer, right?
Yes.
See, when you talk about cost management, generally questions are like this only, simple ones. Now, next one. A project is 7 months into execution. The project manager determines the CPI is 0.80. Again, CPI less than 1 means over budget, right? According to trend analysis, the CPI has a downward trend. So it is further going down, right? It is already bad, but it is going bad. It is going bad from bad to worse. So what should be the answer here?
Option C.
It is a tough question actually.
It is.
Now, CPI is bad and it is going from bad to worse as per the trend. Now,
So
it's a
crash
tough
cannot
question.
be done.
Say that again.
Crashing
Crashing
cannot
can't be done because already we are overshooting the budget and we are going bad and bad as per the
Alpha.
trend.
And also
I-
the option B cannot be
It is
done.
alpha.
Alpha.
Absolutely alpha. See, I'll tell you. We can't do crash. We can't add resource, right? And management. See, there are two ways to do it. Either or see, one is you can reject B, you can reject C, you can reject D. See, management reserves are not for these things, right? It's a performance issue. Issue a change request to redo the cost baseline. See, the meaning is they have complicated the language. The meaning is, if it is constantly becoming bad and bad and bad, don't you think it might be some issue with the estimation?
Yeah.
So you might have to re-estimate, right? So that's why alpha. So either you can straight away answer alpha based on your understanding about re-estimation and the issue, or you can reject B, C, and D, which can be easily rejected based on the situation. Right? Is that okay?
No, but Pankaj, option B, how it can be rejected when we understand that it is going to take more, we can ask management for additional resources.
See, again, what is the problem? The problem is not with the schedule. The problem is with the cost, right?
Yes.
And, the cost is, if you see the trend, it is changing from bad to worse, right?
Yes.
So, when this situation will happen, tell me, are you in a position to ask for more number of resources at this point of time? Already we have a crunch of money.
There could be two situations. One situation is that the team is not performing well. In that scenario, there has to be a rejig of the team.
Then you have to have a strong governance, right? You might require some new team members, but in that case also you will replan. See, again, when you ask for reshuffling of resources, don't you think you have to justify to management and there should be a change request mechanism to do this? And you will promise. See, management will also expect some promise, right, in the form of a new baseline.
Yes.
Right? So
that is what I'm saying. I mean, the one aspect is totally ruled out here. That option is not given here. Because team का performance पे एक issue हो सकता है, तो वो option यहाँ पे आ ही नहीं रहा है. So it doesn't look very practical kind of options.
I'll tell you what. See why it is not there. See, every see in a project environment also, are we always in a position to answer a situation based on the good practices? देखो, हमेशा हमारे पास गुड प्रैक्टिसेस नहीं होती हैं. अब सपोज एक केस ऐसा है कि हमारे पास कोई टीम ही नहीं है. We don't have any team. We have boss. This is what you have to manage with that. Okay. Sometimes do we have this situation also? Because see, every time corresponding to a scenario, we are not in a position to take a decision based on the best possible answers or best good practice. Sure. We are constrained. Suppose ये constraint आ गया आपके पास, Boss, this is what you have to do within that. You have
Okay.
you have these 10 resources, you have to do within that, right?
Understood,
Now,
Pankaj. But even if you go for option A, it means you are choosing to change the baseline, right? When you are choosing the baseline, it
So in a way, you are replanning the project.
replanning. So
Yeah. Why
replanning in terms of cost. It means indirectly you are asking for more resources.
Absolutely, yes. You are asking
So,
for more resources, or you may be asking again, when you change cost baseline, you may be asking for more money. Yes.
Yes. So option B is anyway coming into picture, proving to be right.
See, it can be, ask for, you can't ask for additional resources without, everything is a change request, everything is a replanning, right? Unless until plan is updated, you can't ask directly for additional resources because, you have to justify.
Yeah, understood. So throw A, you are going for B.
Yeah. So, say that again.
Through option A, you are going to take option B.
Yeah. Through A, you are going for through B. Right. Yeah. Yes. Through A, you will do B.
Yes.
And there can be, it might not be only resource issue. See, it can be somebody might have, somebody might have done very
Wrong
aggressive.
estimation of budget.
Wrong estimation can also be a reason to this, right? So whatever is the case, whether it's a bad performance or wrong estimation, A will take care of all.
See, bad performance we are not taking into consideration. We are ruling that option out. So the only option is left out is to get the more resources. So
Yeah.
to channelize the more resources, we have to go in a structured manner, and
Yeah.
that a structured manner will be to change the cost baseline.
Perfect. And what about, the second thing that, the estimations are flawed. Estimations are flawed. That's why it is happening.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
then also
So,
they will work, right?
So when estimation is wrong or fraud, so we have to change the cost baseline. By doing that, we shall be having more resources.
Yeah. Yes.
Allocated to us.
Yeah. Okay. We can re-estimate. So the next one. See, a project has the following characteristic, right? The budget is given, the planned value is given, the actual value is given, right? Actual cost is given, and the earned value is given. Now, see, based on this data, is it clear that the project is project ahead or lagging behind? Look at planned value and earned value. So clear lagging behind, right? If you compare actual cost and earned value, we can say the project is over budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can I say B is the answer? Project is behind the schedule and over budget?
Yeah.
It's apparent from the data.
Could you please repeat, Pankaj?
See, you can very easily see here that, your actual cost is much more than earned value.
Yes.
That means you're overshooting the budget. You're
Yes.
over budget. And also your earned value is less than the planned value, which shows that you are lagging behind.
Yes.
Right.
Behind the schedule. Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Okay.
Now, the project manager learns that one team member needs to complete a critical task that is outside of the project, resulting in a schedule risk for the project, right? How can the project manager eliminate this risk? Now answer all, you have to go through all the options. See, if you read this question, the project manager learns that one team member needs to complete a critical task that is outside of the project. So that means, this task is not in the critical path of the project, right? You have, please, again, just acknowledge this, just understand this. The task is not on the critical path of the project. It's a critical task. It can be some operational critical task, or it might be critical task of some other project. But with respect to this project, right, which we are talking about, it is not a critical, it's not coming in the critical path. So what is the answer, guys?
Option A.
D.
Okay, let's see. D. Tell the team members manager to release a team member from the outside activities until the scheduled project activity is complete, right? Now, okay, see, you have to eliminate the risk. Now, can we tell the team members manager to release the team member from the outside activity until the, now see, Santosh, you said D, right? Who said D?
Yeah.
Santosh,
Yeah.
see, if I see this. Now, see why I will not pick D. Now, see, this is not a project related activity, but this is a critical task.
Go with B.
Look at this, look at these two things. You have to see from organizational perspective also. So tell me, in this case, can you upfront say, as a responsible member of the organization, can you do D?
No.
Because many times we have pressures like this. You face a pressure, but this task is equally important. We'll lose millions of dollars, right?
Yes, correct.
So that's why I'm rejecting D. Now somebody said B, right?
Yeah, option B.
Ask the team member to focus on the critical task and obtain an additional resource from another department. Now, see, can this be so easy to get?
No, I think option A is.
See, we are already saying that, yes, we are already saying that schedule risk is there in the project, right? So if I see A, meet with the team members manager and negotiate for an alternate time to complete the other task. Don't you think it is a better one? Santosh, rather than D, should you do A or not as a responsible project manager?
Yeah, A.
Right? I think Ankuj answered A, right? Ankuj?
Me.
Okay. So,
Yes, Pankaj.
so A, right? Should we say A as an answer or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So A is a better answer out of all in this situation.
Pankaj, can you elaborate what is the team members manager?
See, assuming that, this guy has been taken from some functional department to do the project, right? So team members manager is more like a functional manager, right?
So
See,
he has become part of the project team, no?
say that again. The
He
team
has become
he's-
part of the
yeah.
project team. So his manager is always the project manager.
Yeah, so it depends on the structure. See, when you are dealing with two managers, functional manager, right? When you're dealing with two managers, a functional manager and a project manager, right? Now, like Samir said, he should be reporting to project manager. This is called as a strong matrix environment, right? It's a matrix structure where if the matrix structure is strong, the guy will be reporting to functional manager, right? Sorry, project manager after he has been allocated. But in a project environment, many times you have balanced matrix structure also. Sometimes you report equally to functional manager and the project manager, which is a balanced structure. And sometimes it can be a weak matrix structure. In a weak matrix structure, though you become part of the project, but still you report to your own functional manager. And this exists in many organizations. But yes, whatever you are saying, Samirji, is
Yes. And what happens in
it's a better way. See, ideally
right.
for any big project, right? Once allocated to project manager, the person should follow or report to project manager, right? So a strong matrix is a preferred way to deal with the big projects. But in many organizations, we still have weak matrix in many of the projects.
Right. And what happens in case of balanced matrix? The member reports to whom?
Both 50-50%, almost same.
Okay. Okay.
So, but again, yes, you are right. But see, from implementation perspective, strong matrix is a bigger choice, right? But I'll tell you why. See, there's a company called as LG, right? In LG, most of the projects were suffering because of this, right? They were doing project in a weak matrix structure where project managers and the functional managers have different priorities, and projects were adversely impacted because of this.
Right, Pankaj. Yeah.
157. A project that should have been 70% complete by now is only 55% complete. The total project budget is $210,000 and actual cost spent to date is $162,000. What is the scheduled performance index, SPI, and cost performance index of this project?
It should be option A because SPI I have calculated all. It is 0.79. So in no other option,
Perfect.
0.79 is coming.
Perfect. So it's a simple calculation-based question. So can we go with A, guys? Can we go with A?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a simple question. So no, so you can try 158th also. It's a simple calculation. See, all the questions on cost management in the exam will be damn simple, like this. So you can try 158th also.
A.
So all A.
Yes.
Mm.
Now, next, let's move to the next question. Over the past 6 months, the cost per story in Agile project A has risen by more than 250% due to faulty platform, which is no longer supported, right? The project will exceed the budget increment threshold at the next iteration. Who should decide if the project should be cancelled? Actually, see, the question is only this: who can cancel the project? Who can cancel the project?
Product owner.
Only
So
product,
in this
right?
case,
In Agile, only product owner can cancel this, right? Because he can cancel sprint also, he can cancel project also. So the correct answer is B, Bravo.
But Pankaj, the head of business control is above the product owner. Product owner comes into picture when some product has to come into being. So when
Yeah.
something is not coming into existence, the product owner should be getting that action from the head of the business control.
See, product owner is a senior. See, again, product owner owns the product backlog, right? He has a complete ownership. And he's the person who is responsible from the business angle, right? See, if the product backlog doesn't align with the strategy, right? Now, if the product backlog is not giving value for money, then he has complete authority to cancel the project, right? So, and again, in some context, product owner and the head of business control might be same also.
Okay.
Right? The way Agile has been structured, the authority of product owner is much more than of a Scrum Master.
Okay.
They can cancel sprint also if they feel that this functionality that is to be delivered in a sprint is not needed.
Can you show the hint, Pankaj? Here hints are not
Okay.
given in this question.
No, hints are given. Can we read the? Now, can we see the
sponsor?
The product owner acts as a sponsor in Agile projects and therefore has authority to decide if condition warrants termination of the project. Right?
Exactly. So.
A new product development project has the following characteristics. there are three main tasks. The task A must be delivered 4 weeks before the task C start. Once task B is finished, task C will start, right? What is the relationship between A and B? Now read it carefully, actually.
Task A must
Read it carefully.
Option B.
Right?
Finish to
Absolutely.
finish. Both
Yes,
have to be completed.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Right. It's a classical example of finish to finish. Absolutely. Be bravo. Now you can see this is a good question, so you can look at it. It also clarifies your understanding on various types of relationship. This is finish to finish. If you want, we can draw and check it here. See, the situation is something like this.
Pankaj, if the question was about the relation between B and C, then finish to finish is the obvious answer. But here the question about relation is between A and B. So is it so obvious that it is finish to finish?
Yes, finish to finish. C is a successor. We see the task A must be delivered. See, in both the cases, we are not. See, are we interested about task A or the duration of any of these tasks, or we are more interested in the completion dates?
The task C can finish. The task C can only start after finishing of task B. So if you ask about B and C, then finish to finish is obvious option.
No. B to C is not. C is an integration. C, A and B are finish to finish. Then C is a kind of a with both of them. C is a kind of a finish to start.
Correct. For B to C.
Yeah.
Okay. Pankaj, will you please draw the process? Let's see.
Let's draw the process.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Now, is it something like this? See, let's draw A. This is B. Right. Then it is C. Right. Afterwards, this is C.
Yes.
Now let's join the arrows also. Now
A to
let's draw
C.
the arrow. Now, the task A must be delivered 4 weeks before the task C starts, and task B must be finished when task C will start, right? So the relationship, see this, the relationship is like this, right? This relationship is FF minus 4, can I say? And then there is another arrow.
Please label the blocks also.
Yeah, I'm now this is A, right? Sorry, this is A. This is B, and the relationship is, because A is lagging, right? So it is FF minus how many?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. This is the relationship.
The relationship between A and B.
Is finished to finish, with A finishing 4 days early. 4 weeks early.
But
Right?
Pankaj, that relationship FF minus 4 is between A and C.
No, A and
Not-
B. No. A and B. See, the combined relationship. See, C is an integrator. Remember we said C is like an integrator here. C is an integrator. So
So
whenever
in the question it is given that task A must be delivered 4 weeks before task C starts.
they are just confusing you by doing this.
Once task is finished.
Yeah, one start before T. See, before C. So actually, you are. Tell me, to complete C, what is C's interest? Is C's interest not completion of A and B?
Yes.
C is a integration, right? Now integration can be some other vendor. He's only interested in completion dates of A and B. Is this situation not a finish to finish relationship? when as an integrator, you are only interested in when active components A and B will finish. You are least bothered about when A started, when B started, what is the duration, right? You are only interested in the completion dates of A and B, right?
Okay.
So this is an example of finish to finish, right? Mohit, is that this is clear to the diagram or not?
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
So shall I
Well-
clear the diagram?
Yeah, yeah. It was little bit like tricky, so that's the reason I asked. Yeah, that's fine.
Now, can we go downwards? So we have done this. See, a company is planning to utilize a new product that leverages innovative technologies and processes. The project manager has verified that component work packages have been defined and constraints for each component have been identified. Which estimation technique should the project manager use to obtain a precise cost estimate for the project, right? Now see, everything has been done here. So which will give you which estimation technique can give you definitive estimate first of all?
Bottom up.
Only bottom up, right? See, it's clearly mentioned here. If you see the second paragraph, the project manager has verified that component work packages have been defined and constraint for each component has been identified. So, you know, you have the detailed scope available for the whole WPS. And plus, you know, when you say precise estimates, see, if you talk about precise estimates, the only technique is bottom up. So the correct answer should be C, bottom up, guys. Is it fine? A project manager is uncertain about the duration for a new product and consults several group of subject matter experts. The first group advise the development can finish in 40 days. The second group identifies some risks that could make duration to 60 days, right? And the third group proposes a new development method that can shorten 20 days, right? What is the estimated time? Now, there's an uncertainty. So shall I use 3-point estimates here?
Yes.
If I use 3-point estimates, what is the data? What is the answer?
1 time 40, 4 times 60, and 1 time 20 divided by 6.
Okay. So what is the answer if you divide by 6?
It is coming.
50, right? So
But
see
50,
again,
50 is not here in the picture.
no, so yes. So that means, you know, they have not specified, they have used triangulation, right? Instead of double triangulation. They have not used PERT. Remember, there are two formulas. One was simple average. Can you do O plus M plus P by 3?
Yes. That
If
is
you do
getting average.
So if we take simple average assuming that it's a triangular distribution, then the answer is, I think, B, 40. See, what is the
Yes.
best case scenario? Sorry. What is the best case scenario here?
The next best case scenario is 40 only.
Best case is, best case is 20, right? The most likely is 20 and the worst case is 60, right?
Yes.
So 20 plus 60, 80, 120 by 3, 40 days, right? So if I take simple average, it's 40 days. Is that okay?
Yeah. So between triangular approach and 3-point approach, there is no clear distinction which one they are opting.
No, see, I think they should specify. So we have, see, again, they should specify. Generally, they specify. But in, you know, I have seen sometimes they have not specified. So you have to, if they have not specified, you have to apply both. Right? And whatever answer matches, go by that. Now let's see how they have explained it. They have not explained anything. They have simply used this. In fact, they also tried.
मेरे ख्याल से कैलकुलेशन में प्रॉब्लम है.
इसमें क्या चक्कर है? इसमें तो इनका दूसरे से भी सेम आंसर आ रहा है.
सेम आंसर आ रहा है.
160, 120, 140, सी 160, 240. हाँ, सेम आ रहा है आंसर दूसरे से भी.
हाँ,
आपने कैसे किया फिर ये?
60, 80.
हाँ, सेम आ रहा है.
सो मेरे
दोनों से सेम आ
कैलकुलेशन
रहा
में.
है. दोनों से सेम आ रहा है.
राइट राइट.
ठीक है. अगर नहीं भी आ रहा है, देखो हो सकता है, it might be possible in the question exam also. Then try. Now in the next question they have specified. In the next question they have specified, use triangular estimation technique. What is the estimated duration? Now you have to take simple average because they have said triangular. So it's 18 plus 29, right? Plus
Option B.
plus 46 by 3, right? So option B, right? 31 days, right? So you have taken a simple average, optimistic plus most likely plus pessimistic by 3, right? Now in this question, see again the data is same, but they have specified something. They have specified beta. Now when they say beta or PERT or double triangular, then the formula will be the weighted average one, O plus 4m plus P by 6. Right? If I apply O plus 4m plus P by 6 here, what is the answer? Can you quickly try?
ये beta estimation is the same as that formula.
Beta is PERT or double triangular. See, when I say beta or double triangular or PERT, the formula will be O plus 4m plus P by 6.
Yes.
So if you put all the values, what is your answer coming, guys? So it's 4. See, most likely is 14 here. Pessimistic is 32 and the best case is 8. So 4 4s are 16, 56 plus 8, 64, 96.
16.
16 days. Yeah, 96 by
Option B.
Yeah, 6. Option B. Are you all getting option B, guys? Okay, this simple question, formula based. Now, can you try this? A trend of stories is incomplete and this become apparent at the end of iteration. Several team members worked on these stories and no blockers were identified. How can Agile team resolve this situation? Now answer carefully. This is a good question.
Option D, delta.
Option D, I guess.
D, delta, right?
Yes.
D, delta. See, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie are incorrect. Delta. You need more clarity on the user stories, right?
Yes.
No. A project manager is visiting a software supplier's office. Some of the site are surprising. 2 people per workstation, estimation based on deck of cards, developer forcing their test to fail, and the routines with the names such as traffic cop and ringleader. What could explain these factors? Now, it's an example of pair programming, test-driven approach. In which agile methodology do you see all of them? See, we discussed about pair programming and
XP.
testing. XP, yes.
Option B.
B, bravo. See, pair programming, planning poker, right? Test-driven approach. These are all examples of extreme programming, right?
So Pankaj, all these approaches come into which topic? Actually, I think I missed that topic.
No, were you not there when we discussed extreme programming?
No.
See, we discussed extreme programming, feature-driven development, right? DSD, DM. So, okay, even if you have missed, I'll be starting another batch, so you can join with them.
Yes, please.
In fact, I covered this in one PMI ACP batch also in the morning.
Okay, I missed that, so I will join.
So no worries, we will do that.
Okay, thank you.
I think you were there in XP batch too. You said, these are very software specific things, right? We went through 12 practices of XP also, but it's okay.
Okay.
An agile project is structured without time boxing. Tasks are grouped by high-level goals, but cannot be predictably scheduled. In which 3 ways can the work be distributed for efficient execution? Choose 3. You have to choose 3 here. So are they talking about iteration-based agile or flow-based agile?
Flow based, because without time box.
So flow-based agile will use Kanban, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can answer. You have to pick 3 here.
CD.
CD definitely is a choice, right?
Yeah.
And what about alpha?
Yeah,
Because
alpha.
product backlog should be constantly groomed, right? So that when you start working on an item, it should be as per the definition of ready, right? So the correct answer should be alpha, Charlie, and delta for this, right? Alpha, Charlie, and delta. Is that okay? Two startup companies have merged, and now more than 100 developers on 8 agile teams are working on a common portfolio. Which agile practice or method can best ensure release coordination between the teams?
Scrums of scrums.
So now this is a tricky question actually. 2 startup companies have merged, and now more than 100 developers on 8 agile teams are working on a common portfolio.
Is it B? Hobby?
So this is again tricky actually.
Yeah. Because it's common portfolio.
See, it is not talking about day-to-day. See, again, Scrum can help you in day-to-day coordination or not.
Feature-driven development.
It should be FDD.
Yeah.
See, again, I'll tell you. Scrum is required for synchronization between multiple teams if their work need to be integrated, right? Right. Now, see, again, two startup companies have merged. Now there are more than 100 developers on 8 agile team are working on a common portfolio. See, they have not, tell me, in a portfolio, can there be independent projects also or not?
Yeah.
There can be independent projects also, there can be dependent also, right? There can be projects also, there can be programs also. Now, Scrum is more about, constant syncing between the teams. But we are talking about which agile practice or methodology, right, can best ensure release coordination. Now, let's see how they have answered it. They have said FDD provides the most complete set of methods specifically for the needs of large software development projects. Right, so it should be feature-driven development.
So Pankaj, this type of agile method is also covered in under the same topic, like type of programming, pair programming, extreme programming.
No, see again, apart from Scrum, right? I think Scrum, Lean, Kanban you have done in details with me. You might have missed one class. Now we did a session on feature-driven development, Crystal, dynamic system development, and extreme programming.
Okay.
Right. So they are different agile methodologies. Right. In feature-driven development, what we do is we actually create a model, right? A kind of a object data model for the entire system first, right? Then we break that model into features, right? And a feature should be maximum 2 weeks, right? Not more than 2 weeks. And then, team develop the feature iteratively and incrementally.
Right. So I need to redo that class.
No worries. We can do that. 6 months into a strategic agile project, the company executives are closely monitoring its progress. The COO expresses frustration that last weekly burn down chart shows the project completion date significantly, moving back and forward several times. How can the project manager forecast the completion date with more accuracy and certainty?
Option 3.
See what is happening here. Burn down chart shows project completion date significantly moving backward and forward several times. So you said C, Ankuj, right?
Yes, Pankaj. Because the question being asked is the completion date with more accuracy and certainty. How can the project manager facilitate that? Right? I was right to see.
Because is it necessary that the Scrum time is fixed? I mean, it is same for every Scrum.
See, sprint time is fixed, but the project time may vary.
So sprint time also we can change as per the storyline.
No. Sprint is time boxed. If I am using the word sprint, it is time boxed to either 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Or
So
maybe
then
3 weeks.
Then option C cannot be there because iterations.
I think what is happening, see, tell me, this scenario can happen because of improper estimation also or not? Can it happen? See, again, if the plan date goes forward or backward several times, is it a problem with estimation or not?
I think it's a problem with elaboration of the matter. So
yes, I think yes. Problem
option A.
Option A is the answer. See, because and if elaboration is incorrect, the estimation will be wrong, right? It's a problem with estimation, boss. Right?
Got it, yeah.
So the correct answer should be ensure upcoming backlog items are elaborated in more detail so that you can estimate properly, right? Now, there is a question on earned value management in an agile context. An ongoing agile project is measured as follows. See, there are 2-week sprints and the details of 2-week sprints are given. Number of story planned in first sprint are 15. Completed are, can you see the data, guys? The actual cost is 450. Earned value is 300 and so on. This is the data. Now, can you calculate SPA and CPI for this? SPA and CPI and see what is the answer? What is SPI for this, guys?
SPA is more than 1 year because we have done more than what is expected.
See, if you see in the first sprint, right? Let's see total, right? How much stories were planned?
77.
Right? We accomplished 78. So definitely SPA is more than 1, right? So SPA is more than 1. I think it's only one option.
But what they are saying, choose 2.
Right? Now
So
choose
you have to
2.
find the CPI.
So
also.
then we have CPI also. So what is CPI? CPI actual cost is CPI should also be more than 1.
Yes.
Right? Because the actual cost is much less than, the actual cost is less than earned value, right? We have earned more and spent less. So this is also more than 1. So what should be the answer?
B and D.
Yeah, B and D, because there are 2 CPIs that are more than 1. So I think you have calculated. CPI will be 3090 by 2950. So what is the value? Is it 1.05 or 1.30? It should be, I think, 1.05.
1.05. B and D is the answer.
So B and D are the answers. Is that okay? Right. A startup has grown quickly and there are now 4 agile teams working on interrelated product, right? All the teams have begun to experience impediments and gap related to work in other items, right? How should the project manager address this problem?
This is Scrum.
This is
Scrum
Scrum.
of Scrum there.
This is Scrum of Scrum straight away, right?
Hmm.
So shall I say, C, implement a Scrum of Scrum layer? Right? So do we agree with Scrum of Scrum? We discussed this, right? The IT integration team has a major setback in a hybrid project. Testing has confirmed that hardware does not support the target operating system. The agile team software releases must now run on a later operating system version. What should the project manager do next?
Option C.
Now, see, this is about releases. Tell me if it is about releases. The agile team software releases must now run on a later operating system, right? So if it is about releases, what should the project manager do?
The definition of done and ready.
Option D.
But don't you think he should first speak to the product owner? A release is an important decision, right?
Correct. Meet with the product owner.
before he do anything, see again the question is what should the project manager do next, right? Should it not be bravo, meet with the product owner and team to update the product backlog during the sprint? Should it not be this answer? Right?
Yes, because only this option is left out.
Yeah.
Updating the product backlog means adding one more thing, to creating operating system.
Yes.
A new.
See,
But why will you update the product backlog during the sprint, Pankaj?
yeah, this is the reason. The agile team's software releases must now run on a later operating system version.
Okay, because it said must happen, so is why you will have to update
so
it.
scope, is the scope changing?
Yeah.
Right, so the next step should be at least mention that, because all these things, right, compatibility and everything is there in the product backlog, right? Now, 173. A hybrid virtual reality project is running an agile software track and a predictive electronic track. Halfway into the project, delays are accumulating due to misaligned deliverables released between the two tracks. Which two elements should the project manager combine to produce a common network diagram? Choose two.
A.
Okay.
A and C, Alpha and Charlie.
Alpha and Charlie, right? See, alpha is okay. So
E.
should it be alpha and Charlie or alpha and delta? Now, see, if you read the explanation also, this is the explanation which is given here. Misalignment is caused by missing dependency between the tracks. The purpose of network diagram is to sequence activities based on dependencies, right? We agree with this. The Scrum equivalent of a task start dependency is the definition of ready, right? And equivalence of task exit criteria are definition of done. So the correct answers are alpha and delta. Now, next question. A hybrid municipal waste management project combines many brief administrative tasks with small scale public work. An agile track makes good progress on the key objectives, but small tasks are accumulating in the backlog. Most tasks can be done in one day, but are dependent on unpredictable triggering events. Which approach should be most effective to clear out these minor tasks faster?
Option C, Pankaj.
Delta.
It should be see,
Delta.
delta should be the answer here.
C
Which
only.
approach? Yeah, see what is the problem here? An agile
That
track.
these tasks are not getting completed.
See, an agile track makes good progress on key objective, but small tasks are accumulating in backlog, right? Most tasks can be done in one day, but are dependent on unpredictable triggering event. So this is the only way. Integrate the small task to either the definition of done or acceptance criteria, right? So while validating, you will ensure that they are done. So the correct answer should be delta, guys. Now, the last question for today, 175th. A skincare company reports growing customer complaint about an underweight product. A project manager needs to determine if something needs to be changed in the product line. Which tool or technique can project manager use for this task? Now, this is something that actually with some people I have done this yesterday. A skin care company report growing customer complaint about an underweight product, right? So is it within the tolerance or beyond the tolerance? If I say underweight, is it
Above the tolerance, right?
right? It's beyond the tolerance, right? Whether it's beyond the
Option
tolerance.
C, then control chart.
A project manager needs to determine if something can be changed to the product line, which tool, right? See, if something is going out of the specs, right? Then which is the way to which tool, quality tool can be used? Control charts, right? So the correct answer is C.
Again, Pankaj, may I ask under which topic this question
This is-
falls?
आपने 7 quality controls करे होंगे हमारे सामने, right? Remember we discussed control
yes,
charts, right?
Long back, yes.
The scatter diagram, histogram, they are very different. But you know, when you talk about process control or you talk about process tolerance, it is always control chart. Now, in this case, they're talking about things going out of the specifications, out of the tolerance, right? So when you talk about out of tolerance, there is only one chart that talks about it, control chart.
Okay.
So this is a question from 7 quality control tools actually. Right, guys? So we are winding up. We are winding up here today. We did 25 questions, right? And tomorrow again we'll join at the same time. We'll cover another 25 questions from this clone questions. Will that be fine?
Sure, Pankaj.
Perfect. We'll catch up tomorrow at the same time, right? Thank you.
All right,
पंकज जी सारे क्लोन क्वेश्चन से ही है ना जो आप करा रहे हो?
अब हाँ सारे क्लोन करा रहे हैं. See, I have close to 300 clone questions, so that is what we are doing.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, rather than, see, my advice is rather than reading a lot of theory, practice questions on LMS also, the real ones. Right. There's at least start trying 50 question exam. Right. If you don't have time for 50, at least start doing 20 or 10. Because practicing questions will help you. देखो, किसी भी exam में you don't score 100% result. Right. But at least if you're getting on, if you have reached a level when you're getting 75% consistently, see, this is my observation. People who have scored more than who who have scored 75% consistently in the LMS, in the exams which are there in LMS, they score above target in all the domains, in the actual exam also. Right? So keep on practicing more and more questions. Right? So we'll catch up tomorrow at the same time, 6:30.
Okay, Pankaj.
Okay.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Perfect. Thank you.
You.
Thank you.